Good evening, guys. In last session, we discussed about loops in shell scripting. In last session, we discussed about case, loops, functions in shell scripting. Okay, good. Now, with that, we are putting the full stop for our shell scripting in the Linux. So today is the conclusion session for the Linux. I think almost we spent more than 3 weeks of time to understand what is Linux, how to work with Linux commands, and what is the shell scripting, and how to write the small shell scripts, and how to execute those shell scripts that we discussed. Got it. Before going to conclude this, I will give you one small task. Can you guys write a shell script for that? Can you guys write a shell script for that? Write a shell script. Write a shell script which will take two numbers as input and will display which number is greater. Write a script which will take two numbers as input and displays which number is greater. Which number is greater number. Can you guys write the script and can you send me now? I will give you 2 minutes of time. Can you guys write a shell script and can you give me? Write a shell script which will read two numbers as input and it displays which number is greater in those two. Which number is greater in those two? Write a script in the notepad in your system and send me that script in the chat box. Write this script and send that script in the chat box. Guys, come on, fast. Make it fast. Are you writing? Are you writing, guys? Write the complete script and send me in the chat box. Come on, make it fast. All of you, please write it. Anybody completed? Write it in the notepad and give the complete script in single shot. Don't ping line by line. Don't send line by line. Write the total script and send me in the chat box. Come on. Make it fast, guys. Guys, I'm waiting. Only 2 people sent the response. Only 2 people sent the response. Few people sent the response, few people not sent it. Gayatri sent, Harsharaj sent, Ashish sent, Harish Kakarla, Lala Tendu, Ami Moore, Siddhartha Jain, Saurabh Goswami, Venkata Rock, Parmesha GH, Akshay Patil, Srija, Raju. These guys sent that. Ravi Ram Reddy, Manjit. Good. Fine, guys. Now, see, write a script which will take 2 numbers as input and displays which number is greater number. Always, it is recommended to start shell script with shabong. Shabong is used to represent which shell we are using to process our script. I'm using bash shell to process my script. I'm using bash shell to process my script. Write a script which will take 2 numbers as an input. Okay, to read the numbers, echo, enter first number, echo, enter first number. To print the statement, then read A, which will read the number A. Then echo, enter second number, echo second number I'm writing. Got it? Now here we are going to write it as read B. 2 numbers are there. We are able to read the 2 numbers. One is A and another one is B. A and B. Now we need to check which is the big number, which is the greater number in these two. That means we need to check a condition. To check a condition, we will use if else. Okay. If $A hyphen greater than $B. If $A greater than $B, then I will write the statement, then echo greater number is $A. Else echo greater number is B. Greater number is B. To end the statement, if else statement, we are going to write the F5. Write a JavaScript which will take 2 numbers as the input and displays which number is a greater number. We are writing this script. Enter first number, read A. Enter second number, read B. If $A greater than $B, then greater number is A, else greater number is B. Is this valid script now? Is this valid script now? Is this a valid script now? Huh. Okay. Now I'm going to give you one more assignment. Write a script which will take the number as an input and print the numbers from 1 to given number. Write a script which will read number and print numbers from 1 to given number. If I give 10, it should print the 1 to 10. If I give 100, it should print from 1 to 100. Write a script which will read the number and print numbers from 1 to given number. Can you write a script for that? Can you write a script for that? Can you write a script for that? Come on. First, guys, write a script which will read the number and print numbers from 1 to given number. Write a script which will read the number and print numbers from 1 to given number. Guys, give the response. Write the script and send me in the chat box. Write a script which will read the number and print numbers from 1 to given number. From 1 to given number. Come on, fast. Yeah, simple. Shabang /bin/bash. Okay, echo enter number. Echo enter number. Then write read a. Write read a. Then for I is equal to 1. For I is equal to 1. I less than or equal to dollar of a. I plus plus. I plus plus. I plus plus. Then what we will do? Do echo of dollar of I. Dollar of I. Then done. What is the big deal in that? What is the big deal in that? Instead of configuring I value, hard coding the value, I'm reading the number from user. Echo enter number. Read a. For I is equal to 1, I less than or equal to dollar of a and I plus plus. I is equal to 1, I less than or equal to a and I plus plus. Okay, like this, I'm taking that. Write a script which will read the number and print numbers from 1 to given number. From 1 to given number. You got my point, guys. Now, I'm going to give you one more requirement. Is this clear? Are you able to understand what we are doing here? Our script is going to read the number and it will print the numbers from 1 to given number. Okay. Echo enter, it is as echo n number. It is just going to print it. Read a. It is waiting for the number to give. Given number will be stored into a variable. For I is equal to 1, I less than or equal to dollar of a, I plus plus, do echo of I. So I value from 1 up to given number, it is going to print. That is the requirement. Write a script which will take file name as input and print file content and print file content. Can you write a script for this? Write a script which will take file name as input and print file content. Come on. Write the script. Guys, write the script. Write a script which will take file name as input and print file content. Yeah, write a script for this. Write a script which will take file name as input and print file content. Come on. Yes. Anand Gupta, right? It's very simple. It's very simple. Shabong. Shabong /bin /bash. Okay. Echo. We are going to ask enter file name, read file name. Then what we will do? Cat file name. Cat of that file name. That's it. That is one script. Okay. Good. Fine, guys. With this, we understood what is a shell scripting, how to write the shell scripting with variables, functions, control statements, right? Loops, cases we discussed about. What is a shell scripting? What is shell scripting? Why shell scripting? What is the shell scripting? Why shell scripting? How to write a shell script? How to write a shell script? How to execute a shell script? How to execute shell script? Variables, conditions, condition statements, conditional statements like if else, if, elif, else case. Then we discussed about loops. In the loops, we discussed about for loop, while loop, and until loop. For, while, until. Okay. Next one. Functions. Creating function. Creating function and executing the function. Creating function and executing function. Okay, cool. Perfect, guys. So with this, we understood shell scripting and Linux along with the shell scripting. Got it. Right, guys. So do you remember how to install software in Linux? How to install softwares in Linux? How to install softwares in Linux? Come on. So we installed Apache 2. We installed Apache 2. We installed Java also, right? How to install the softwares? Generally, we are going to use yum command. We will use in Red Hat license Linux. Yum command we will use in Red Hat RHEL Linux. In RHEL Linux. Yapt package we will use. Yapt command we will use. Yapt command we will use in Ubuntu OS. In Ubuntu OS. One of the example, sudo apt install Apache 2. Sudo apt install Apache 2. In order to install a software, in the Ubuntu OS, we are using apt command. We are using apt command. If you are using Amazon Linux or RHEL Linux, then you will go for m command. Here we are using apt command, which is used to install the packages. Apt is used to install the packages. How to check IP address of the machine? How to check IP of the machine? Do you know which command we are going to use to check the IP of the machine? ifconfig. Ifconfig command we are going to use. How to check version of Linux? How to check version of the Linux? We are using Ubuntu OS. Which version of the Ubuntu we are using? How to check that version? See here, we are using this. Let me check uname. What it is giving? Linux. Uname. Uname-v. Uname-v. Then what it is printing? Version of the machine. Okay. So which command we are going to use to print it? How to check the version of the Linux? To check the version of the Linux, we are using uname-v, which is going to print version of the Linux. How to check available disk space in Linux? How to check disk space in Linux? There is a command called df command. What is the command available, guys? Df command is available, which will tell you the disk space, available disk space here. Available disk space it is going to display when you go for df command. How to check the disk space in Linux? By using df command. Okay. How to check status of a particular service? How to check status of particular service in Linux? Service means Apache is running as one service, MySQL will run as one service, Docker will run as one service, Jenkins will run as one service. How to check status of a particular service in Linux? How to check status of particular service in Linux? How to check status of particular service in Linux? Systemctl status command we are going to use. Sudo systemctl status of Apache 2. Apache 2 is the service name. I want to check the status of Apache 2. Status Apache 2. Suppose if you want to check the status of the MySQL, sudo systemctl status of MySQL. Sudo systemctl status of MySQL. Like that we can check that. Okay, good. Now, how to monitor Linux OS? How to monitor Linux OS? In order to monitor the Linux OS, there is a command called htop command. Htop command is available. Now, see here, let's execute a command called htop command, which is used to monitor the Linux. How many processes are running, how many processes are running, how much CPU is getting utilized, all the details we can monitor. Currently, 33 tasks are running. Uptime. My system is up from last 1.5 hours. Uptime, my machine is running from last 1 hour 20 minutes after 21 minutes of time. 33 tasks are running in my machine. So like this we can see, we can monitor our Linux machine by using a command called htop. In order to quit this, F10 we have to press, then I have closed it. Htop is the command which is used to monitor the Linux machine. What is the purpose of grep command? What is grep in Linux? What is grep in Linux? What is grep in Linux? Grep, use it for finding text. If you want to find any text, then if you want to search for a text in a file, then we will go for grep command. Grep command is used for finding the text, guys. What is ping command? What is ping command in Linux? What is ping command in Linux? To check server connectivity. It is used to check the server connectivity. To check server connectivity. Syntax $ping IP or URL. If you give, then it is going to check the connectivity of that IP address or connectivity of that URL. Okay, right. What is the purpose of env command in Linux? What is env command in Linux? What is env command in Linux, guys? To get the system variables. What type of permissions available for a file in Linux? What type of permissions will be available for a file in the Linux? What type of permissions will be available for a file in Linux? What type of permissions available for a file in the Linux? Read, write, and execute. Read, write, and execute. User permission, group, other. User, group, and other. User means you, group means write and execute. User, group, others. User means you, group means G, other means O. These are the permissions available for Linux. Okay. What type of permissions will be available for a file in the Linux? Read, write, execute. User, group, and other. User, group, and other. Okay. Fine. Difference. What is the purpose of find and locate commands? What is the purpose of find and locate? To search for the files. Find and locate. Use it for searching. Use it for file searching in Linux. What is the purpose of curl command? What is curl command? What is curl command? Can anyone tell me what is the curl command? What is the purpose of curl command? To fetch data, to fetch the data from URL. What is the wget command? What is wget command? To download a file. Wget to download a file. Curl is used to just get the response from the URL. Wget is used to download a file. Wget is used to download a file. How to count the number of watts available in a file? How to count number of watts available in a file? How to count the number of watts available in a file? By using wc command. Word count. Word count. Word count of file name. It is going to count the number of words, lines, characters available in that file. WC command we are going to use. What is the tail command? What is the tail command in Linux? What is the tail command in Linux? To show the result from bottom to top. To show the result. To show the result from bottom to top. Tail command is used to show the result from bottom to top. Head command, top to bottom. Tail command, bottom to top. What is the use of putty? What is the use of putty and WinSCP? What is the use of putty and WinSCP? What is the use of putty and WinSCP? Putty acting as a SSH client to interact with the Linux. Putty acting as SSH client for Linux. Putty acting as SSH client for Linux. WinSCP is used to transfer the data. Transfer the data from Windows to Linux and vice versa. From Windows and vice versa, it provides GUI. It provides GUI. Graphical user interface will be available when you go for putty and WinSCP. Putty doesn't have the GUI, whereas WinSCP having the GUI. By using this GUI, you can transfer the data from one machine to another machine easily. Just drag and drop option. Just drag and drop option. What is a shell in Linux? What is a shell in Linux? Can anyone tell me what is a shell in Linux? Can anyone tell me what is a shell in Linux? It is the interface between user and kernel. It is the interface between user and kernel. Okay. What is the shell scripting? What is shell scripting? What is the shell scripting? Anyone? Can anyone tell me what is the shell scripting? What is shell scripting? Writing set of commands to the file and executing. Sequence of commands. Sequence of commands execute. Sequence of commands save to a file for executing. Sequence of commands save to a file for execution. Sequence of commands save to a file for execution is called as shell scripting. Is called as shell scripting. Okay, guys, finally we are taking the break from Linux. I mean, I'm not saying that I have explained complete Linux. Whatever that we need for our course, that Linux I have covered. So Linux is very big. So many things are there in the Linux. I'm not saying that I covered complete Linux. I have covered the Linux which is required for a AWS engineer and DevOps engineer. Now in the resume, can you keep that Linux? In the resume, can you keep that Linux? No? Why not? You know the Linux operating system, whatever is required for your job as a DevOps engineer, as a AWS engineer, whatever the Linux is required, that Linux you know. Whatever the Linux required for you, that you know. Apart from this, Linux administration will be available, guys. That is not required for us. Linux administration will be available. That is not required for us. Okay, separate Linux administrators will be available. Those people will deal with the administration part. We are not going to deal with the administration part of that. Okay, but most of the Linux that is required for us, we have covered. So far, what we have learnt in the course, almost 1 month completed. What we have learnt? We have learnt what is DevOps, why DevOps, what is the DevOps, why DevOps, DevOps life cycle, that is SDLC with waterfall and agile model, application infrastructure, application architecture and application infrastructure, front end, back end, application infrastructure, cloud computing, cloud advantages, cloud models, IaaS, PaaS, SaaS, cloud models, AWS introduction, okay, AWS services overview, EC2 VM, Windows OS, RDP, how to connect to EC2 with RDP, EC2 VM, Ubuntu OS, EC2 VM, Ubuntu OS, PuTTY putty we discussed. Key pairs we have discussed. Then we discussed about Windows versus Linux. Windows versus Linux. Linux advantages. Linux file system. Linux advantages. Linux file system. Linux commands. Hosting static website. Shell scripting. Guys, your 1 month of time is not wasted. You have learned these many topics in the last 1 month of time. What is the DevOps? Why DevOps? What is SDLC? What is waterfall model? What is Agile model? Application architecture, application infrastructure, cloud computing, cloud advantages, cloud models, AWS introduction, AWS services overview, EC2 VM with Windows OS, RDP client, EC2 VM Ubuntu OS, PuTTY client, key pairs, Windows versus Linux, Linux advantages, Linux file system, Linux commands, hosting static website in Linux, shell scripting in Linux. Did I cover all these topics? Did I miss anything from this list? Whatever I have discussed in the class, I have just noted down. Linux architecture also I have explained. What is kernel? What is a shell? Okay. Shabong. Types of shells. All these things. Fine, good guys. I think we spent some quality time to understand all these basic concepts. These all are the prerequisites to attend AWS and DevOps. These all are the prerequisites to attend AWS and DevOps classes. 1 month prerequisites we have completed. Now, tomorrow, no class guys, due to Holi festival, it's holiday. No session tomorrow. We have next session on Saturday. Then again, Sunday holiday. So do you want me to start directly on Monday? Or you want me to take on Saturday? Come on. Monday. Most of the people are asking to take on Monday. Long weekend you want, huh? Anyhow, Sunday we have a workshop, guys. Sunday, I'm going to show you how to deploy Spring Boot application with AWS Cloud. Sunday free workshop is there. How to deploy one Spring Boot application, nothing but a Java application. Tomorrow, most of you are going to work on the AWS platforms to deploy Java-based applications only. Okay. Even if you attend the DevOps, even DevOps people also can attend this workshop. This is definitely will help. Okay. It is going to be 2 to 3 hours workshop. Spring Boot with AWS deployment. How to deploy one Spring Boot application. It is just like a revision purpose for you guys. You already know how to create AWS account, EC2, and deploying the boot application in the AWS. So there is a free workshop on Sunday morning at 9 a.m. If anybody interested, you can attend. Zoom link available in the poster. It is available in the Ashok IT Telegram channel. Who are interested, they can attend this workshop on Sunday. For our classes. We have a next class on Monday, guys. So you will have 3 days of time. You will have 3 days of time for revision purpose. We have 3 days of time for revision purpose. I request all of you also to attend this workshop on Sunday. I request all of you to attend this workshop on Sunday so that you will get some clarity how to deploy the Java applications. How to deploy the Java applications, you will get some clarity. So please attend the workshop on Sunday. Monday, we are going to start with AWS, guys. AWS services one by one, we have to learn. AWS services we have to learn from Monday. Okay, I want you to attend this workshop on Sunday. I want you to attend this workshop on Sunday. Sunday morning 9 a.m. Okay, so tomorrow no session. Friday, Holy Ka Chutti. Saturday, take rest and revise all the topics that we have covered in the Linux so far. Sunday, attend this workshop. Morning 9 a.m. workshop will start. Workshop link available in the Ashok ID Telegram channel. I hope you all are there in the Ashok ID Telegram channel. Sunday, we have workshop. From Monday, we are going to start AWS. Okay, thank you guys. I wish you happy Holi for you and your family members. Enjoy. We'll see you on Sunday morning 9 a.m. in the workshop. Thank you guys. Please practice these things before coming to Sunday workshop. It's mandatory for you also to attend this workshop. It's all for all of you also, it's mandatory to attend the Sunday's workshop. Okay, please attend the workshop. Registration link available here only. Good. Thank you guys. I will upload the today's notes now. Sure. Good. Please practice all the topics that we discussed in the Linux and be ready for the Sunday workshop. From Monday, AWS we are going to start. Thank you. Bye-bye.